In Season 3, the emotional intensity continues to build as Cal and Maggie spend time at Cal's family home, grappling with grief, resentment, and the long shadows of the past. Earlier in the season, Cal learned that his father, Jed, had been diagnosed with prostate cancer. But just when the family was beginning to process that news, the situation took a devastating turn. The cancer had spread and was now terminal. This revelation has hit Cal particularly hard. Not only is he losing his father, but he's also being forced to confront years of unresolved pain from a difficult childhood. For so long, Cal has carried anger toward his dad for the way he and his siblings were raised, and now, in the face of impending loss, those wounds feel deeper than ever. Maggie remains by his side, offering the kind of support that only someone who truly understands emotional trauma can provide. She listens quietly, comforts gently, and even comes up with a creative way to give Cal a brief escape from his emotional turmoil. A peaceful hot air balloon ride which allows him to feel momentarily disconnected from all the pain on the ground. But peace is fleeting. Back at the house, Cal's mother, Marissa, is struggling too. She confides in Maggie, revealing that Cal had taken on more than his share of responsibility as a child, bearing the weight of an unstable household when he should have been carefree. She's afraid that the guilt, grief, and resentment may be too much for him to carry now, especially with his father choosing not to undergo treatment. As Cal tries to process everything, memories from his childhood begin to resurface. He recalls his mother arguing with his father about the importance of giving their children stability and a proper home. The pain in those memories is still raw. When Cal finally speaks to his mother about it, he confronts her for always putting Jed first, for allowing him to dominate the family despite his shortcomings. But Marissa offers a heartbreaking truth. She did it because she wanted Cal to have a father, even if that father wasn't perfect. Her words plant the seed for a shift in Cal's perspective. For the first time, he begins to understand the difficult position his mother was in and the sacrifices she made. She reminds him that the person who is suffering most right now is Jed, and that he may not have much time left. Meanwhile, Jed opens up to Maggie, expressing his own regrets. He confesses that he never fully understood why Cal moved away, but now it all makes sense. He knows he made mistakes, especially by not taking his medication, which left his family to deal with the consequences of his untreated condition. He feels as though he became the very monster his son feared. Maggie, seeing both sides of the story, urges Cal to find closure with his father before it's too late. But Cal is hesitant. After losing his late wife, Lynn, the thought of another goodbye feels unbearable. Still, Maggie gently insists, saying that if he doesn't take the opportunity now, the regret will follow him forever. Eventually, Cal sits by his father's bedside, holding a wooden duck Jed carved for him as a child. In a poignant moment, he remembers how, as a boy, he couldn't sleep one night and came out of his tent. Jed gave him a piggyback ride, and they howled together into the night to scare away monsters. Cal brings up that memory but also tells his father the truth. He wasn't there when they needed him most. Jed admits that his medication made him feel like a ghost, disconnected from reality and from his children. He thought he was doing the right thing by avoiding it, but now he's not so sure. In a moment of mutual recognition, Cal acknowledges that they were both running from monsters. The difference is, now they're facing them together. Cal later apologizes to his mother for judging her, and a sense of healing begins to emerge. The emotional reunion is capped by a decision from Jed and Marissa. They're going on one last road trip together, driving the old school bus to the Grand Canyon. As they prepare to leave, Jed gives Cal a final gift, a wood carving of a man with a little boy on his back, symbolizing the good memories that will always remain. He urges Cal to live life fully and share stories of the good times with his own future children. Back at Sullivan's Crossing, the fight to protect the land from Glenn's resort development reaches a critical point. Jacob and Frank discover a rare species of lichen that appears to be dying, an environmental indicator that could halt the project. They take the sample to the Nova Scotia Environmental Agency, and an inspection is scheduled. But Glenn is one step ahead. When the agency arrives, the site is spotless. Glenn confronts Sully, warning him that he's pushing too far and should watch his back. Elsewhere, Rob continues to search for a new location for his diner, but is losing hope. When Sydney tells Sully and Edna about Rob's situation, Sully steps in with a plan. He takes them to an old lodge, originally built as a social hall by his great-great-grandfather. Though it's been neglected for years, Sully sees its potential, not just as a restaurant, but as a way to attract guests and attention to the crossing. especially now that Glenn is building next door. It could be the boost the community needs, but with Glenn watching every move, the future remains uncertain. As the season moves forward, Sullivan's Crossing is a place of healing, reckoning, and resistance. Whether it's mending broken families or fighting to save the land, the heart of the series lies in the courage it takes to face the past and choose a better future.